So they're calling Donald Trump a conspiracy theorist. Want to know what the whole thing about conspiracy theory is? Why it's been so demonized and why that phrase is used to make people sound like idiots. You want to know what conspiracy theory is? It means you question the narrative. That's all it means. Like, to say someone's a conspiracy theorist means they are willing to entertain the idea that we're not being presented with the whole truth. To conspire is to secretly hatch a plan. That's all it means. The American Revolution was a conspiracy against Britain. That's a fact. Like, it's all, and a theory means something that you think is true, that you have some evidence for and you're trying to prove. You know, like a hypothesis is more accurate, probably, a conspiracy hypothesis. But a theorist is someone who theorizes, which means someone who puts forward an idea that they have some evidence for, and it requires some scrutiny and some back and forth. And, you know, that's why there's so few laws in science. It's mostly theories, like the theory of evolution, because they can't prove it. I mean, it's like the theory of so many things because it's not a law. Like gravity's a law. So when someone calls you a conspiracy theorist, all they're saying is you are a person willing to use the data in your life to help better understand secret plans to fuck you over. How dare you, slave? Right? That's all it means. That's what the words mean. That's what the context means. That's all of it. And when you see people not allowed to question narratives, that's the biggest indicator that the narrative has been messed with. The fact that it's illegal to question the narrative around the Holocaust in Germany is a massive red flag. That's a massive red flag. And I'm not supporting any narrative that the Holocaust didn't happen or that it was all just, no, I don't have any evidence for that. All I'm saying is to not be able to question that. Okay, I'll put it this way. How can someone be a victim? You know, and a lot of people make this claim that it's about not victimizing people. It's about not, not opening up wounds or creating hate or pushing, because people are vulnerable. That's how they're always appealing to everything. It's like, watch out for the vulnerable. Well, guess what? Speak out against trans kid hormone blockers. Guess what? I actually stand up for vulnerable people, and that's what got me completely kicked out of anything mainstream for the rest of my life. That's what happens when you actually stand up for vulnerable people. And there's no one more vulnerable in this world than children. No one. They are completely dependent on the people that take care of them. Their parents, their step parents, the state, the teachers, whatever it is. They have no power. They don't have the rights of adults. They're small. You know, there's just no power. That is the vulnerable. What is more vulnerable than an unborn baby? Like, nothing can defend itself less than an unborn baby. Like, an unborn baby can't even realize it's being attacked. And yet questioning the abortion epidemic we have in America is seen as hateful. Even if you're pro-abortion or whatever, you can't make an argument that's at all reasonable that an unborn baby can protect itself. That's the most vulnerable thing in the world, right? So here's something to think about. If you have enough power where you can make it illegal to question you, are you vulnerable? Of course not. If the Jews, if questioning the narrative of the Holocaust actually hurt vulnerable people, you would be able to do it. Because vulnerable people don't have the relationship to people with power to get laws passed that will take someone's freedom and put them in a little cage and take all their money and take away their ability to have a gun and take away their ability to have a job because they questioned you. That is like Middle Ages level king power shit. And so you know for a fact that the actually vulnerable cannot afford lobbyists. They cannot make laws where if you question them, you go to jail. In fact, it's the exact opposite. If you question the Planned Parenthood budgets, not only whether or not abortion should be legal, but whether or not the government should have the force to steal money from the population of people that believe it's murder to pay for like millions and millions and millions of killings of the most vulnerable people that theoretically could exist. That or someone in a coma. And that's what Jimmy Savile did. Jimmy Savile used to rape high needs children in comas because evil preys on the vulnerable. That's one reason why I'm surviving fairly well these days, because I learned that lesson, and I learned the best way to fight these people, the best way to survive, the best way to thrive even. How many people right now? Over 4,000 people are watching me just chat and miss, throwing wood into my fire on New Year. Most of us are like hungover. We're just hanging out. Why are they a little scared of me? Why aren't they coming at me as hard? Why are they just ignoring? Why? Because they require you to be scared of them. I didn't realize how evil these people were. They act exactly like a sexual predator of children. A sexual predator of children first requires that the child be scared of them, the child be vulnerable, the child trust them, and then the child to love them. And then the child to feel a never-ending amount of shame that will shackle their ability of doing anything to empower themselves ever again. Sound familiar? It's the exact same way that they hold power. That's how a sexual predator of children operate. They look for broken homes. They look for families where there's a single mom that is always at work and there's no male role model. There's no male. There's no, and they're usually poor. They're usually struggling. And the man, the predator, is in the position of power. So with status, because the single mom is so, desperate and so beaten down and tired and frantic and frazzled that when a man with status or power takes interest in her son and says, he's a good boy, I want to spend time with him, she eats it up. Like, no, just eats it up, loves it. And she doesn't want at that point for anything to be true. So then if the boy says, well, I know you love him so, and this is the tragic thing, guys. This is the thing that drives me insane. Is like the boy then loves his mom so much and wants to see her happy that he doesn't want to ruin it for her. So as the child is being raped by this man with power over and over and over again, the main reason he doesn't tell his mom is because he doesn't want her to be sad, right? It's unbelievable. That's what drives me so insane, is the primal good in children of like, they want their mama and their dad. Like when me and my wife, Amy, are like being like real affectionate and funny with each other and just like hugging and kissing and being funny, Walter just loves it. He loves when mama and dad are happy. And so then when this man with status and power preys on the broken child, not the broken child, the broken home that is now creating a broken child. Even if the kid says something, even if the kid's like, is it bad if he makes me look at his thing? The mom will say, you're a liar. How dare you? You're just saying that for attention. Because she doesn't want to give up that male in the child's life, and that's why a lot of it are priests and teachers and experts and authorities and celebrities and people with control, the director of children's movies, stuff like that. Rabbis, there's a whole thing with rabbis. Because it's like, how dare you go against Jimmy Savile? He's been knighted by the Queen. And that's how it operates. you'll never see, like, if there's a law that says you can't question a group, that group is not vulnerable. And people that sexually prey on children, they are the ones that a lot of times act like victims too. They're the ones that are like, well, I need a little help here. Will you just, it's so obvious now to me. And it's like, I'm glad I know this shit, but it is a little intense, you know?